What up, everybody? We back in the building. The Hardwood
Episode 2,
Knucklehead
y'all.
Podcast.
Number two.
Episode 2. We back at it again. How you doing, man? How's your week?
The week was good. In the gym a lot. Doing workouts and trying to teach kids the art or the understanding of footwork. And that's always it's a fun process or whatever for the ones that really want to do it. Every now and then you get the ones that don't, and so you have a little struggle with that. But I mean, that was good. Isla had a soccer game, and she's a lot better at soccer than I thought she was. I mean, she actually she loved I knew she loved to run, but she be getting up and down that field, and she ain't afraid to knock into the kids a little now, and you know what I mean. She's doing some things that I've seen her do to her brother, but she hasn't quite done that when she's playing sports or whatever. So that's been kind of cool, and just that's being at home, man. That's about it, man. Just staying busy. How about you? What you have?
Yeah, man, it's pretty quiet weekend. I was just watching football, kind of relaxing. We had a scrimmage last week for the high school team, and so
who'd you have scrimmage?
We scrimmaged Basha.
Wait, you guys are already scrimmaging already?
Yeah, it's just a fall scrimmage, just we because we can do that. So we just got together and played a few quarters and stuff like that.
You guys can do that in Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Because I don't know what the rules are here in Washington, but I mean, I think this week they're going to start open gyms, which means it's a whole lot of bad basketball for a little
right.
Bit. You know what I mean? And then just that's just it's sometimes it's so hard to kind of see that because it's like a lot of kids will start working on their game and they'll be doing stuff in like the off season. Then they'll get into the gym for open gym. And no offense to open gym, but it's like you're just running around. There's no structure. Kids compete sometimes, they're not competing all the time. Yeah. Whatever bad habits that we were trying to correct before, you're now going to bring those back because you can get away with it. And then you got tryouts, and then the season starts, and I don't know. That's always been a tough one for me. So
now we've been doing open gym, for almost 2 months now.
Really?
Oh yeah, because we start, like you said, we start back in July. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So we've been getting them in the gym a couple of times a week. Kind of the same thing, but I'll give the kids credit. The first couple of weeks we were getting annoyed because they have competing, bad habits like you talked about. And so we kind of just made it a point. We started to shorten the game, so they only playing at 5 or 7.
Right. Exactly. Right.
And we give them some things to work on, and the competitiveness has gotten better every time. So things are getting a little snippy, which I kind of like.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Yeah. Right. Exactly right. You want to start to build that competitive culture if you're going to be trying to get into the season and trying to do something.
Absolutely, and it's carrying over. I mean, and then we've thrown in a couple of these little scrimmages with Basha, which has been good because Basha's very well coached. They got players, they got athletes, and so it's been. I think it's benefited both programs because we're both getting after each other. I think there's a whole lot of respect, but there's a whole lot of competitiveness too. So
now is the Basha, are they in the same conference as you guys? It's been a while since I've been in Arizona or tried to keep up.
So they're 6A, we're 5A.
Okay.
Maybe next year we might be moving to 6A, and at that point we'd be in the same region.
Wow.
So but yeah, I mean, we're only 5 miles apart.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. So
what's the population for you guys at school over at it's a Castile, right?
Yeah. So I think we're right around 32.
3,200?
Yeah, but I think that might be including because we go 7 through 12, right? So we have our middle school on campus too, which is nice. It's a benefit, because you kind of get the kids in the system right away.
You can start to get them in there earlier there too. I like that. So then, so then the coaches that coach 7th and 8th, do they help out at all with anything with the high school?
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, we're trying to put in systems. So a lot of the stuff that those kids will run, we try to filter it on up. Which it has its benefits, and we'll get into this conversation a little bit later when we get into our coach talk session. But no, it's been good to one of our junior high coaches is a former player of ours.
Oh, that's what's up.
So he's been around the system, he knows what's up, and it's cool. The school's growing, man. It's it's crazy. We're about to be in 6A next year. I mean, the school's I don't know if the school's even 10 years old yet. So
Man,
yeah, so it's just
Arizona
a
been
growing
having the
area.
habit of just put a seed, plant water, all of a sudden the school pop up. I mean, they do that now. I mean, it's all
Absolutely.
over the place over there. I mean, it wasn't before too long. What was it? It was Post and Butte, right? That was one of like the brand new
Yeah.
that kind of opened up, and then it felt like
Yep.
that was now one of the older ones, and that's when I was living back in Arizona. That had to
Right.
be 2005, 6, you know what I mean, 7 or
Yep.
whatever before, and now it's just like, man, they're just growing up, and every year it's always like some brand new school that you hear, and
Yep.
it's just crazy how many schools that they got in Arizona like that now. It's nuts.
The East Valley is just I mean, actually, I shouldn't even say that because the West Valley now is starting to blow up with new schools everywhere popping up too. So it's just, I mean, Arizona's just I mean, you got a lot of people moving here,
right?
A lot of athletes, and
Right.
it's just, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. Right?
You got to get on with it. So
right, exactly right. Yeah, you better be ready, or you're gonna get left for sure.
Yep. So I know you saw this. I'm gonna pop off a little bit about my Diamondbacks.
Yeah, no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Hey, listen. I wanna represent. Diamondbacks got in the playoffs, snuck in the back door, even though they lost. I think the last game.
Can you explain the sneaking in through the back door part? Because you were trying to explain that to me this weekend.
Honestly, this part of this. I mean, I've watched baseball my whole life, but here's the thing. I was a little bit confused this weekend. So I'm looking at this. I'm over here scoreboard watching. Like, I'm trying to see if we win. All we needed to do was win one game. This was as of Friday. We needed to win one game, and we would have clinched the playoff spot with a win, right? So
wild card or the playoffs? Because I don't even know.
Wild card. Which, hey, again, we ain't been in the playoffs.
Whatever. You get in. No, I got you.
Right. So we lose Friday. I'm like, oh my God, here we go with this nonsense. And then we get to Saturday, and I'm like, Astros are still playing to win the AL West. They not messing around. So I'm like, we got to do this. They lose on Saturday, 1-0, but there was a result in the Cincinnati Reds game. They lost, and basically that helped us clinch the playoffs. So that when I say we got through the back door, we lost, but we still got in. So
you lost, but then the other two teams that you needed to lose, they lost as well, and then y'all got in.
But I was still confused. Here's my thing, and because like going into Sunday, we were still a game up. So basically, it said we had clinched, but the Cubs were in the 4th spot right behind us, and they said it was only a game back. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, if we lose today and they win, wouldn't that technically mean we're tied? Like,
right.
I was like, they said we already clinched, so I don't even care.
Right.
Cubs, you out. We in. So I was, sometimes baseball be making people confused, but it was cool. It's just, like I said, Diamondbacks 2 years ago, they lost 110 games. And so
that's a lot of games.
Turn it around. Shout out.
You playing the season is 162? Is that what it is?
Yeah, long year, man. Baseball needs to cut it down, bro.
Yeah, that's way too much baseball.
We're doing too much.
They just play 7 innings too, because 9 innings is just way too much. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know if I can watch anything that long.
I don't know how I feel. I mean, I know it's the way the game's on, but I just feel like nowadays with everything, they gotta find a way to shorten it. You got too much going on,
Right. The tension span too is just different nowadays, and nobody's really trying to watch it too long. But
I give them credit; they made the new rules to make the game faster and all that.
Is the game actually faster though?
Yeah, they did cut down. I think that most of the MLB games this season were about 30 minutes quicker than normal. So yeah, but I'm just happy the Diamondbacks and I get to watch. Here's the other stupid thing. Let me go off here for a second. So, bro, the damn Diamondbacks have played 162 games this season. You know how many? Do you know how many games I've been able to watch on TV
in Arizona? I'm gonna go ahead and guess over under 30.
That's stupid. No, way less. I don't even know.
Way less than that?
All right, and it's probably my fault. I don't do DirecTV, man. DirecTV be doing too much. So I got YouTube TV, and I get all I need. But the problem with YouTube TV is that they don't have any of the local stations, like the local Fox Sports Arizona, or whatever the damn Diamondbacks playing on. Right. And so I've seen them on ESPN maybe 4 times this whole season. Like, somebody needs to fix this. Like, this don't make no sense. And I'm not the only one that's upset about it, because I've been talking to my friends and they're like, yeah, Diamondbacks ain't never on TV. It's stupid. So I'm just happy that the playoffs are started.
You're just happy that they're in, because now they get a chance to play on TV because it's the playoffs.
That's right.
No, I got you.
Every game's going to be on TV. So I get to watch them. Whether they win or lose, I get to watch the Diamondbacks on TV throughout the playoffs. And hopefully they can go on a run. I'm not expecting much, but they play the Brewers. We'll get it done. Hopefully we just move on. But everybody's chasing the Dodgers and the Braves and the dang Orioles. So,
the Orioles?
Orioles, man. Orioles came back this year.
Really? That is a team that I have not heard in a long time. I played baseball a long time ago, like, just Little League or whatever. And Orioles was the team that we were always on. That's a long time ago. I mean, I was really into Cal Ripken at the time, shortstop and all that stuff. That's I'm trying to remember. Wow, Orioles. Huh. Mike Mussina started with the Orioles, didn't he?
Who?
Mike Mussina, the pitcher. He ended up going to not the Lakers.
He may have. That might be right.
Mussina, and then what was the other guy's name? Rafael Palmeiro. That's who it was. He was the lefty.
He was on the Orioles for a minute.
And then he went to the Rangers. That's pretty much all I got for the Orioles. Like that. How much?
They got some young talent, man. So I don't know. Baseball playoffs exciting. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
Other playoffs, and I wanted to get into this with you. WNBA playoffs.
Oh,
they on TV.
No, it's not.
See, that's the thing, man. So this is my problem.
I mean, I read about it on ESPN, like afterwards. It looks like that it's going to be Stewie against Plum this year, right? That's what it's going to be, and then Wilson, everybody else who's on Aces.
Yeah. Aces against the Liberty. So
So I mean, if nothing else, that'll be a good series, because Stewie left to go to New York, right? So that way that they can make a team, because she's over there with what's the girl from Oregon, Sabrina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're there. So I mean, this could actually be a really good series right here.
Oh yeah. They're gonna get after it. My problem is they got game 1 starting at Sunday at 12:00. Like,
why?
Why?
Right in the middle of football. Why?
Why are you doing that to yourself?
And then they wonder why viewership is down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why people don't watch it. Well, I mean, you're gonna put it at the same time. What is it gonna be? Week 4 of the NFL?
Week 4 of the NFL.
Nobody's watching nothing else.
Nah. Because I mean, these two teams are good. I've seen both of them play.
So they deserve to have a spotlight where they can show how good that they are.
Exactly.
You can't put them on at like noon, because nobody's going to be trying to watch that at that time.
You're not giving these ladies no chance, man. I was like, what is this? I would, if it was me,
Saturday night.
I put that game 1 on. Nah, forget that. I put it on Tuesday night when there ain't nothing on TV.
When nothing else going on. I got you.
I got you. What I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I'm sure viewership will be good. I know it's going to be good basketball. Two teams going to get out there. Hopefully, it'll be an exciting series. I think it could chance to go 5, but they're going to be getting after Stewie, like you say. My girl, hey, I'm a big Plum fan. Kelsey Plum can go.
Oh, she's nice. Oh no, she
can go.
Lefties that can shoot it and handle are always nice. Like, I'm sorry, they just they got it. And then Wilson on the inside there too. I mean, she is a formidable foe that's inside right there. I mean, the post game and just the size and just that the right shoulder with that left hook right there too. I mean, that's good basketball.
It's tough to guard.
Yeah, right for sure.
Tough to guard. So what? Shifting on to the biggest, one of the biggest hoop stories of the weekend. Dame gets traded. He's going to join Giannis in Milwaukee.
Right.
What in the world you think about that?
I think, the trade. I mean, the trade was crazy. I mean, because for the last couple months, it's been this idea or the thought or the story being that he would go to Miami to go be with Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? And then that didn't happen. And then it seemed like that, when they weren't able to come to terms on a deal, that it was almost kind of like, okay, like Rover, he's just going to go back to Portland. They're going to play. And, and I was thinking that if nothing else, and he would probably get traded by All-Star break. You know what I mean? Like go to somewhere, like go someplace then. and then all of a sudden, like Milwaukee just came out of no. I didn't see that coming. Like I didn't see Milwaukee at all. Like, but then it's like after that it happens, people start doing the conspiracy theorist thing, and it's like, well, if you pay attention to the All-Star game, and then when Giannis made the pick, who was his first pick, and he went to so there, I mean, like, there's
man, people be going too far.
Oh no, I'm telling you, no, hey, but like, I got no problem with jumping down the hole. I'm like, man, where's it going to take us? May as well just go. I mean, just go check it real quick, and so
right.
I think that him being there, I think what that does is that's going to give a lot more one-on-one matchups against. I mean, for like Giannis, because if you're going to try to get the ball out of Dame's hands, you're going to have to double, which means that Giannis gets a one-on-one, and now you get him going downhill against anybody. I'm sorry. Like him at 17, 18 feet with one dribble going to the basket, there's not too many people that are going to stop him.
You can't stop it. No.
And then if you decide that you're going to double Giannis, well, now you got Dame that shoots from the logo. Like you got to guard him anywhere past half court.
Right.
I mean, now all of a sudden the court just opens up, and there's just so much more space that's out there. So, so I like that. I don't know what that does, because if you saw what happened though, I mean, really, like we're talking about the trade with, like Dame going to the Bucks, but the Celtics won this thing, I think.
Oh man.
I think the Celtics because I mean, like Blazers picked up Drew Holiday, and then they auctioned him off to the highest bid.
They just shipped him to Boston.
Right,
bro.
What? Oh,
nobody saw that. I didn't see that coming.
No, I'm just saying. But when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, okay." Because the day before that, I was thinking, you know what? The Suns actually they got better because now they got a bench. Because because it was like because they pretty much got rid of everybody trying to get KD, and so now you're like, okay, now they get themselves a bench.
They get a shooter with Grayson Allen. They get Nurkic,
and then you got Keon Johnson, and like and like now you got some guys that can give you some minutes out there. Yep. And then all of a sudden, Blazers said, "Oh, wait a minute, like we now we got a superstar. Now we're going to auction him off. Now we're going to send him back to the East, and then we're going to pick up these." What? Like, oh, that was. I mean, having like Drew Holiday with the Celtics. That is just another Marcus Smart, but I think a better guard. But a better guard, like a better two-way guy, because Drew Holiday can score better than Marcus Smart can.
Yep.
Like I like Marcus Smart. He's a dog. Don't get me wrong. Right. Like talking like last week. Like leaders and dogs. He's a dog, right?
Yes,
like
he is.
Drew Holiday though, he might be the leader that they need, because I don't know. It just seems like the Tatum at certain times. I don't know if he wants that mantle. Like I don't know if he wants to be. You know what I mean? Like that guy that, that ends up taking those shots at the end. But if you got a guy like Holiday that's going to move the ball around to certain guys, and plus
he's going to make it a whole lot easier for Tatum and Brown.
Oh, man, so much easier. So much easier. I mean, like there, you've got three guys right there that can average 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 60 points on the board right there already. And that's not even talking about if Jalen or Tatum or one of those guys go off.
Yep.
Like that's
I thought they got over on everybody.
Oh, man.
I mean, woo! I couldn't believe it either. I was like, "What in the hell?"
Right. And the Blazers. I mean, like you can tell that once they were gonna get rid of, Dame, everything else had to just be like they're just trying to retool. Like like that's what they're doing. I mean, they're just acquiring picks now, and just so you got to think that this year is going to be a bust year. But I mean, they do got Scoot, so then now it's like, okay, so now you get a chance to see what he's going to do this year. But they're obviously not going to have all those pieces. But you would have liked to maybe have a Drew Holiday stay there and try to help, mentor to a guy like Scoot Henderson those first couple of years. Just because Drew Holiday, he playoff tested, he's NBA champion, he's got a resume. Just like it would have been nice to have Dame stay there to kind of teach him. But these two guys are both trying to chase.
They're going with a little youth movement, because like you said, they got Scoot, they got Ayton now, they got Shaedon Sharpe, the young. I think he's in his second year from Kentucky. So they're gonna be young, they're gonna struggle, but they got a good little foundation.
But they're gonna all struggle together now too, though, which is like sometimes like you can kind of see the benefit in that as well there too. Where if you have an older guy that's able to kind of mentor to kind of one, that's one thing. But if you have a whole younger team that just goes through the mud together, you know what I mean? Like, like they all come out better for it. Not just one guy, but the entire team does. So, so there's some pros and cons to that there too. So, and then I'm looking at the East now, and you're like, okay, so you're like, you can go either way with either Miami or Boston or the Bucks being like the top 3 teams. So it's like, what's gonna happen with the 76ers? Like if I'm Joel Embiid, I'm like, okay, like everybody seems to be making all these moves. Like, what are we doing?
You ain't doing nothing.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? Like, so I don't know. It's
yeah.
Ooh, that's getting tough.
He's in a bad way. I don't think he's gonna be there much longer.
I definitely think though that this trade makes the East a little bit. I mean, it makes it top heavy. Like I still don't think that they're as strong 1 through 8 as the West. But no. I mean, those 4 teams right there with, I mean, like just those 4 right there. I mean, those are going to be some pretty, I mean, like some like tough, tough matches for anybody, even on like the West. Yep. So
and the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks.
That's true.
They're still good. Orlando's trying to build something.
They're trying to, right. They're about 2 more pieces away from trying to be, from trying to be there. But yeah, they're getting there though.
That's cool.
No,
Word. That was we hit the biggest topics of the weekend as far as sports. I mean, it wasn't much. Like the football this weekend was okay. Real
quick though, just on the football there too, because so after that we did the podcast last week or whatever. I sent it out to some of my friends. One of my guy, I know he's going to be watching. Like when we post this tomorrow. Like my guy Shoot back in Arizona, William Francis. What's up, dude? He was very critical of us because we didn't show Russ so much love last week when we was talking about the Broncos. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying.
Let this man have his moment.
I'm just saying. So Shoop, I know you out there. Like, I mean, they were down 21, and then they came back, 21. And then they went. Like, we got to make sure that we're gonna talk about Russ, and we got to also get that man his flowers there too. So. I'm just saying, and I'm sure it makes your household a little bit easier there too, because I know Jen a big fan. So I'm just saying.
She was happy. She was on the phone. She was on the phone because, like, again, they put on these random. It's so weird how they do. I don't know how they do it up there, but like when the Broncos game is on, I think who are they playing? Broncos Bears, right?
Yeah.
But they want to show us the Dolphins Bills game. I don't understand. I don't get it. Not that I want to watch the Broncos, not that I care to watch it, but to me, the Broncos Bears is a more regional game to us than the Bills. But hey, that's a whole nother conversation. It's probably above my pay grade.
Right.
But,
and the Dolphins only put 20 on the board too. When I saw this, I'm like, wait a minute. Last week you smacked somebody and then you turn around and then get smacked. Like, that's crazy.
We were sitting there and that game was over with like 10 minutes to go, and the Broncos made the comeback and it's tied up. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll switch over. So my wife
and then the switch.
She's like, the game's not on. She's watching it on her phone, and she's like doing the ESPN tracker, and she's like,
right.
Oh, they suck. They didn't get it on 4th and 1. We get the ball, but I'm like, oh my God, and she was wild, so she was happy too. So yes, they scored. I think they scored 17 points in the 4th quarter. My wife,
they were down 20. So that was So you got
they did their thing. So good for them for being the winners. Or do you want to be the winner? Because that was considered the toilet bowl. I don't know. Whatever. They won. So they got it done. So
did you watch the Colorado game at all this week?
I did watch the Colorado game, and that was exciting, man. Dude, Caleb Williams throws darts, bro.
Yeah.
And Shedeur Sanders throws darts too.
There are 2 guys. I mean, just don't let them use their feet to just make a play, because they're going to do it and then they're going to make you pay. Like, just those 2 right there was fun to watch right there.
USC got to figure something out with their defense, man. They are so good offensively, but there's no way they could beat Oregon playing like that. They probably couldn't beat Utah, Oregon State, Washington State.
Yeah, right. They're not going to be Washington that way. They won't be Washington that way. No.
Washington, they're not winning those games with that defense. So they got to get it figured out, man.
But I mean, hasn't that always been? I mean, because Lincoln Riley, he was the one that's over at Oklahoma there too, right?
Yep.
Hasn't that been his thing? Like defense, I mean, great offensive mind. Like put points on the board, but at some point, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to, get a couple stops or whatever. And it's like that game was like a tale of 2 different games. Like USC jumped out on top early. Jumped out on top. They, they smacked Colorado in the mouth. You're watching it thinking, well, is this going to be an Oregon all over again? Same thing. I mean, like they go down 20, and then it was like they came out in like the second half, and there was just a little bit more, I don't know, there was some pep, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like there
Yeah.
was some fight in them that
Yup.
that wasn't there the week before, I think. You know what I mean? That, you know,
Absolutely.
and so they
Absolutely. And
fought
I
back.
think
And then
even
it's like, I mean, then they scored the touchdown, and there was what 90 seconds left, and they went for the onside. I mean, if they get the onside,
who knows?
I mean, this might be another Colorado State game. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it might have went to overtime, and who knows what that would have been back. But it's like
Yeah.
games like that, you're just like, man, Travis Hunter not playing. Like,
Yeah.
now you're talking one touchdown. Now you're talking just a couple catches versus, okay, you know, last week he wasn't going to help if they'd have played Oregon. Like, it wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
You could have had 3 Travis Hunters out there, and like it wouldn't have mattered, right?
Yep.
But in this game right here, and then what, Shiloh was out there too, and then
Yep,
and then
he
I
was
think they
out.
had another defensive back that was out. You're like, wait a minute, like, so 3
Yeah.
of your top guys are not playing, but then also like what that does to your bench and like the guys that have to come in on like that next man up type of mentality.
Mhm.
Then they come up in there, and then they come in like they perform again.
Like the receiver for Colorado, the freshman receiver.
Right.
Like, man, like I hadn't seen him. That dude was he was monstering fools out there.
right.
Like, yo, and that's the thing. I think even Deion said it. Like, he was proud of his guys, and you know he ain't about them moral victories, but like he had some guys step up, and like now you added weapons that's
like, what I'm saying. Yeah, just now, like your depth chart just get deeper now. You're like, wait a minute, like, you know, I mean, like you can start to run different offensive packages and do different things because, again, if you got more weapons, you just got more stuff to play with, and it's not like that they don't have a good quarterback with Shedeur, because that man has already shown in these games that he can
make things happen.
That boy
make things happen. Yeah.
Right.
And so like you, my boy, and I'll give him a shout out, my boy Freddie Sanchez, my son's baseball coach growing up, one of the best guys in the world. I won't even get into all the accolades that he has, but he's a major USC fan.
Okay.
And so we were texting throughout the game, and because at first I'm talking about Caleb Williams and he's just making all these passes, and then as the game turned, I text him. I'm like, yo, this is getting a little closer than I thought. And every text I got back from him, defense sucks. He was heated, bro. I was laughing. So he's like, we got to get this figured out. And I agree. They just gonna have to get it figured out.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. Yeah, they're gonna have to figure that part out. But just not to keep going back and then talking about Deion like everybody is, like right now. Yeah. It's just like the energy and just the belief that he is like putting in these kids, like that can't go unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just can't, like, whatever about it, whether or not that you like him or not, because he's prime time as a coach. Like, you know what I mean? All that stuff, like what he's doing, like the confidence that he is instilling in these young men to go out there playing well beyond what, like what they're capable of or even knew that they were. I mean, that's just a coach that believes in you. And anytime that you're a player and you got a coach that believes that much in you, all of a sudden you feel like there's nothing that you can't do when you're out there. So it's like, there's got to be, just like hats off to him again, as usual. And not about the wins a lot. I mean, just because what he said last week there too, he's like, get me now.
Right
now, because it's like if you in like a couple years or whatever, you let me keep getting some dudes, man, and just all of a sudden now it's gonna be a different thing. Like it's just it's so fun to just be able to watch it just because of the energy. You know what I mean? Like that's just just energy just in that, and he gets the kids to just play that way, and it's just like that's just how he is. That's his culture. That's his persona. That's who Prime always been. Like he's not being anybody different than who he's always been.
No,
and now he's doing it, but now he's doing it from a coaching standpoint. And he's instilling this into the kids, and whether or not that you like it or not, right? Because there's some that just feel like that the coaches should just be like, the ones that just stand on the sideline and just don't ever say nothing, just don't have any emotion, right? And I'm not saying that that's bad, but there's nothing wrong with how he does it as well there either. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, I think that they're both right. You know what I mean? Like there's not one way that you can get to kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got there's multiple ways that you can get to them. And
it's
so
just finding every team and every individual on a team is different, and so you got to do that however many ways, whether it be 15 on a basketball team or 75 on a football team. And if you can do that with every one of your guys, and they still working toward the same ultimate thing, bro,
your job is to be
able.
Where
the great ones lie right there.
Right. Your job is to be able to cultivate and just grow those relationships. You know what I mean? Like you have to. So again, you have to know, you got to know personnel on every single body, because again, just like you said, they're not all the same.
Right.
The kids aren't all the same, but but you can get them to all respond the same if you take time to just build with them. I mean, like, that's what it is. I mean, like, that's what we're seeing right now. I mean, like, a freshman stepping out there against USC and probably his biggest game of his life, and he goes out there and has a monster game like that. You don't do that if you got the coaches up that's on the sideline telling you that you can't do this or that you're not. Like, you know what I mean? It's not happening. Like, it's not. No, I mean, like, you got a coach over there like, hey, this your moment, boy. Get out there and then go shine. Like, let's do you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I mean, like, you got to have the energy for them. You got to have that belief, or else they're not going to do it.
Yep.
And that's just awesome there too. So yeah, you just want to make sure that, I mean, like, we still hit on that because it's just so fun just watching it. I think that it's great for college football as well there too.
Oh, absolutely.
I think I think it's just showing a different way that, like, it can be done. Again, I'm not against your Sabans, and I'm not against your, like your Les Miles, and everybody else to just kind of just walk up the side and not as much, and really jump on a kid and yell when they're not doing something right. Or, like, I get, like, there's some that do it that way. But now there's some also there too, like Deion is just like, that still keeps them accountable now too. It's not like that he's not. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, if they're not doing what they're supposed to.
He's gonna tell you. He's still gonna tell you.
But then he's gonna tell you they love you afterwards.
He's gonna tell the media too. Like,
right.
You saw when he talked about the freshman kid, the freshman cornerback.
Yeah.
He was like the one of the top 5 recruits in the country, and somebody asked him why you ain't playing. He said he cut the man off. He said because he ain't show up on time. He's been late to meetings. He needs to act like I'm like, yo, you putting like, this is a 5-star kid who could just enter the transfer portal. Deion's like, yo, no. This is the expectation.
Right, exactly right.
You're going to get on board, or you can transfer out. That's fine, because I'll replace you. But I'm doing what's best for you.
Like, because it's clear that it's just like, if you don't want to be here, you ain't got to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can go someplace else. It's fine. I'm going to go find. You don't think that there's not other kids that are not watching Colorado play right now, and they're not like, yo, their offense is this. If they had a couple guys, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't think that there's not guys, like, just how many guys do you think are going to leave the transfer portal this year and they're going to end up at CU next year?
Bro, I don't know. I mean, given he had 60 last year, like, I don't want to say it's going to be that. Like, but
I'm going to say at least 30, but I'm going to say at least 30 good ones. Like, I mean, some dudes you're like, okay, these guys are going to vie for some starting spots, and they're going to be able to, make some noise because they're going to the Big 12 next year, right?
Right.
Yep. So they're going, and that's a whole monster by itself there too. Yep. Oklahoma, Texas. I mean, like, it's, that's going to be
it's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be nasty.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Well, before we get into this section we call Coach Talk, I appreciate all you people watching out there, all you friends and family. Hey, share the podcast. Let everybody know that we out here, the Hardwood Knuckleheads. We're going to be here every week. So please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button,
and
leave
share
comments,
it, and share it, and keep sharing it, and keep sharing it. Yeah,
we very much appreciate you. We're just trying to build this thing. But we did have some conversations throughout the week. We got some feedback, and a lot of you coaches out there, a lot of you people who are watching. I know a lot of you are from the basketball relation circle, and so y'all were wondering about some of our coaching philosophies and how we would address certain things. And so we talked about it. I brought this subject, and we're going to get into it as college basketball season, as high school season gets closer. We're going to have plenty of discussions about basketball. But I had a conversation with somebody, and I wanted to get your perspective on youth basketball and pressing. I know that you see a lot of teams. I see it all the time. And I'm not talking about, like, when I say youth basketball, let's say, 2nd through 5th grade. 6th grade, they still do it. But I want to know what your perspective is, on pressing at the young age. And if you think it's beneficial, or if it's – because I got feelings, man.
I feel like that the rest of this conversation is just going to be this right here, which is fine. So it's that one's like, so are you, so as far as the president, are you asking, am I like for or against that? Or, I mean, like,
just your general thoughts on full court pressing when,
just as long as after we have this part that you ask me if the 2-3 zone in that basketball, should we be getting rid of that or doing that to 2? Just as long as we come back, because the way you feel about some things, I feel way. Okay, so just as long as we bring that back up, the pressing, like, so out in Walla Walla, like where we're at, we're basketball here it's okay. Like, it's not great. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. We're in a smaller community. So the idea behind smaller communities is that, like, you know, there's this press for everybody to play every sport.
Right.
So you stay busy like throughout the year there, right?
Absolutely. Which is
like,
good.
which is good. I'm not knocking that at all. Not knocking that
Yeah.
at all. You know, kids that want to play football and then transition from football to basketball, then from basketball to, you know, to track or baseball, and then just kind of just like keep doing that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But the thing is that when you're starting to talk about trying to play competitive basketball, right, which is what ultimately like that we're trying to talk about, competitive basketball, at some point, now it doesn't have to start when you're in 2nd through 5th grade or whatever, but at some point, the amount of time that you spend in the gym on yourself and make yourself better is gonna come to that light. You know what I mean? So you know, and so I'm saying that now, having like said that, there's a lot of teams over here that press in here. I mean, like, but let's be honest though, too. Like, why are teams pressing at the young ages like that, right? They press.
They got athletes. They got better athletes.
Okay. Well, one, they've got better athletes. One, you got better athletes. 2, they're terrible shooters, but they're great at making layups. So you press them so you can get the steal to get a layup right there, right?
Right.
Because trying to walk the ball up and then trying to pass and trying to shoot, they don't do that. Because in practice, what do? You got all these screaming ass coaches that are just like, press them, and then go
diamond,
just
bro. Oh my God.
So you have them, you know, and so then you press that way, but also there too, a lot of it there too. And I think that they use it some. And like, again, I am not talking about everybody, right? I'm not talking about everybody. But if I say something that might strike an accord, maybe you might have to think just a little bit about whether or not this might pertain to you or not, right? It's just like, if you are pressing just to win games, right? If you're pressing just to win games, then it's like, again, like, I'm just saying, if you're pressing just to win games, then what are you teaching though? What are you teaching the kids?
This is you hit the nail on the head, because I go to these youth tournaments every week and I'm watching when Isaiah's in between games and they got the younger levels pressing games they're playing, and I'm watching these teams press each other, and it's like one team is more just athletically gifted. You got and that's cool. But my thing is, what you're not teaching them to play defense or how to really play defense. Right. And this is why I believe there shouldn't be. This might piss some people off. I honestly don't think they should allow full court pressing in youth basketball until maybe 5th or 6th grade, honestly. And here's the reason why I say that. It's because, one, then you have to really teach kids how to like sit in the stands, play defense, right? And that's good. But on the flip side, at that young age, let's just say you're in 3rd grade and you get the inbound pass and you got 2 dudes running at you. I'm sorry, but like, most kids' brains are not ready for that at that age. Right? So, and I don't know, like, I've seen some really good coaches try to do press breaks and put in press breaks, and I know what they're teaching is the right thing. But still, when you get up against certain teams where they're just quicker, faster, they're just not prepared to do that at that age. And so what you end up having is these games where I saw a game the other day, it was like 44-2 at halftime. And I'm like,
the game over by then.
The game's over.
You shouldn't even play the second half on that case. You should just be just like, it's over, like it's a wrap.
But it's just, I don't understand what the value is, because, and again, like you say, you got coaches out there more worried about winning games than teaching the game.
Now then, I will say this there too, because and again, like, I've got 2 different sides and two different perspectives from it, because again, like, that's how it is here. So then, like, you'll have teams that like they play in our Walla Walla AAU program and stuff or whatever, and then they want to go out to tournaments and they want to go do this, right? They'll go to their first couple tournaments or whatever, they'll get pressed, they'll get smacked. All of a sudden, the kids don't like it, they don't do this. Again, I'm always going to come back to skill development. And if your kids are not in the gym learning these things, either from a coach or from a trainer that can get them, then they're never going to be prepared for it. They're just not. Like, you know what I mean? They're just not. So I'm always going to like come back to that. And like people are going to, it's going to drive people crazy once we start getting into basketball season, because it's always going to come back down to, if you're in the gym more and you're working on your skills, you're more equipped to handle certain situations. But and most of them, like out here, they're not. So then they go to these places and they're not ready for it. So then they get smacked there, right? Because and then now it's like, okay, so but there's still things that you can teach with that there, right? I mean, like because because you're going to lose on their side. Now, on the other side, with the teams that are pressing, again, I understand what you're saying about the press, but I also see it on like the other side as well there too, is that if you're pressing and you're beating teams that much by that big of a like margin, then you're in the wrong tournament or the wrong division. You need to go take that shit to like the 3rd grade, the 4th grade, the 5th grade, and then go up, because obviously like you're to the point where like it's not going to be a benefit to anybody anymore at the 3rd grade at your level for you to smack everybody like that. So you need to go to the 4th. The reason why that they don't want to go to the 4th, because they're going to press and it's not going to work.
It's not
what I mean?
work.
So it's just, it's like it's just not going to work. So, or it's not that it won't work. It's that they're going to have to struggle with it, which is fine. But it's like, at the end of the day, don't you want the struggle at the younger age and then be able to talk to the kids through it or whatever? Because if you are, and the more that they're able to see it at a younger age, the more that they're going to be equipped for it later on when it like matters, when because really like all these programs, right? These AAU programs at like the younger levels and stuff, they're all designed for what reason? And that's to get these kids ready for high school basketball.
Right.
I mean, it's to get them ready for high school basketball.
That's the goal.
Which is what you're going to see in high school basketball. You're going to see you're going to see presses. You're going to see, you're going to see full court. You're going to see traps. You're going to see all that. So the more that you can kind of see it, I think that it helps. But on the other side there too, so then I'll say it like this. So again, talking different perspectives. So Aylin, the last, not this past year, he played in Walla Walla, right? 2 years prior to that, he played for the Seattle Rotary team out there, right?
Okay.
And that's what they did. They pressed, but with them, they're playing basketball at a different mentality at a higher level, because the tournaments that they're going to, they're playing against some monster teams, right? I mean, they're going to California, they're going to Vegas, they're going to Houston, they're going to Florida. Like, you're going and playing against boys that are going to be throwing that same press on you there too. So, so I've got 2 ways to look at it there too, like from like the smaller ones where the kids aren't as developed, or maybe the tournament doesn't have as many good teams. You need to get rid of a pressing rule and just like, we want the kids to be able to play, right? Like if you want to go press, there's other tournaments that I think that you should go and then try to take your teams to. But again, there's too much emphasis on the winning right now, on the holding up the, I can't tell you how many, like, I'm so done with like seeing all these kids do the ring. You know what I mean? I'm just like, for what? Like, you in 4th grade, like, what does that mean? And like, sometimes it'll be a 14 tournament.
Hey, they doing it for the grand, bro.
Right? No, I'm just like, they're doing that. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's not where this is at right now. No, that's not it. Now the pressing part. So I think that in 2 ways, 2 different sides to that on tournaments or like tournaments that don't have like you just got teams that aren't as good. I think that you get rid of it and that you have them just play. Just like I think that in those kind of tournaments there too, you got to get rid of zone. I'm so tired. If you can't teach your kids how to sit and slide in front of somebody, like that's the worst. That's the worst, because they'll just do that and they'll just run back to 2-3, knowing that most kids at the 2nd and 3rd and 4th grade level, they can't shoot from the outside. They can't.
Right.
They're not strong enough. They don't work on it like that. So you're going to go back and you're going to sit in a zone, so that way that your kids don't have to worry about defense.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, and then like, here's what it's going to be. You're going to throw up the shot. They're going to miss it, obviously. Now you're going to go down, and it's just going to be a layup that you're going to miss, because don't nobody jump stop and go off at 2 feet. You're jumping and jumping all over the place and throwing this bullshit up. No, but it's like, that's what it is. They won't jump stop and then go finish. They just want to throw some up, but then that rebound, put it back up, rebound, put it back up. Now they press. Now, once you get up by 15, 20 points, refs say you can't press no more. So then they go to zone. I'm just like, okay, so
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I agree. I would like to see more teaching of straight man-to-man at the young age, because you not only teaching them how to guard on the ball, you teach them concept of guarding away from the ball, being a help center. not staring at your man and just, hugging your man on the weak side. Like all those things, I think, especially like we talk about, if the goal is to get these kids prepared for high school, then that's got to be an emphasis. And instead of the winning, let's teach them how to play in the systems that they're going to be, they're heading to. Right. And I don't know of one program where you don't have to guard on the ball by yourself. Right. Or and this is even something that's driving me crazy right now. Like even with Amari, for whatever reason, is so good on the ball, but boy, in the last year, I don't know what this man is doing away from the ball. It's like figure it out, man. It's not like you don't, but it's just a thing that all you and he's my son, but you can go down the line if you really watch a high school game. There's a few programs around here that are solid when it comes to help side defense. Right. I could go down the line and you watch a game and you just watch some of the things that go the defense away from the ball, and you'd be shocked. It's like because they're not being taught it in club, right? You know what I mean? And so it's
and I mean, it really though too. It's not that hard just for 10 minutes out of the day to just teach simple shell concepts, and you don't even have to do it like for a whole hour. One side, just hey, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna work on jumping to the ball. After that, we jump to the ball. When they go and set a down screen, open up and let the guy go through. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can just layer it. Like you don't have to, like, throw it on them the first day. And it's like when they don't get it, oh, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to go in and press now and just go to zone because you don't want to teach them how to guard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard to teach it. But, again,
it's got to be – but it's not because it's not, especially at the young age, the time spent is taken away from the time that you think you're getting into things that are going to get you W's at third and fourth grade.
Exactly right. Again, just, man, I'm trying to tell you, with every team that I've ever coached, our first year, we were always terrible.
Right.
Always terrible. Like I've had a chance to do this, like to like coach some AAU teams, out here in Walla Walla. And like, I would take a team and start them from, like the first group that I ever had, I started and I had a group. It was like a mixture of like 14, 15, 16-year-olds there, right? With the majority of them being 14. So we're able to have them 14, 15, 16, 17 there, right? So I had them for a couple of years. And then I had another group, which was an outstanding group that I had, probably the best group I've ever had, just as far as in terms of like time spent on the court and just being able to grow with them because you had them from such a younger age and they were like sixth grade when I started them. So like, we would play up in tournaments the first year on purpose and we would get smacked. I think the very first game that we played that year with this team, I think the first game we lost 50-6 or something like that. But no, I'm saying that, but like there was never no quit. The other team was just that much faster. And it was one of those ones where like they were pressing us. And then it got to the point where it was just like, hey, do you want them to take the press? I was like, hell no, we don't. Like, we need this. Right. We need to get these licks now and like learn how to play through this. And then you ultimately would kind of just like get better there, right? But you grow a team from like those younger ages and like you teach them those things, just the concepts of just like shit. And again, like if you're going to do it, you got to do it like every day though, right? Like it can't be one where, like if you're going to have 3 practices a day, you can't just do shell once.
Right.
You can't do it one time a week and then just focus just solely just like on offense because it doesn't work. So like so I thought that as we got older, like the shell just got better and like we got better. Now I will say this, we were a pressing team as well there too. Our first year, we were terrible at it.
Just weren't good at it.
We were just bad at it. Like, we did not have the trust, right? Which is like, again,
that's the thing
about that there too. Like if you are going to press, there's got to be a collective trust among not the 5 that are on the court, but the entire team. Because anytime that you move a guy in there or they've got to shift and then go to a different spot, they got to be able to know
what to do.
Because if there's no trust there, that's when it gets broken. So I can't tell you how many times, like the first year and a half or so, like you get a trap and then, or like, like you're forcing it up the sideline and then now the middle's open because one guy didn't shift back to the half court line where you're supposed to. Right. And then now you get beat. Now you got guys pointing fingers at each other. Now they're, this, and it's like, that's when you call the timeout. Like, hey, listen, like if we're going to do this, because this is what you guys want to do, then there has to be a buy-in collectively, like if you want to
Yeah.
make it work. Now, if you're pressing like that, because again, like I learned it from Bridge when like when I was coaching over at like Whitman, we press not, I mean, like again, you want to press because you want to get steals and try to get those easy ones.
You press for them to make a mistake.
Yes, exactly right. You're trying to force tempo. Like, listen, I
Yeah.
want you to run this fast the whole entire
Yes.
game because we know you don't want to do that.
Can't play that way. Yep.
Exactly right. I want you taking that first available quick shot. Matter of fact,
Right.
I want you to hit that first shot because if you hit it, now you're thinking that you're
Then
just
you don't think you're gonna hit him again. Yeah,
exactly right. And then now you fall right into the trap because you might
Yep.
hit one or two. We'll give you that. But
Right.
we want the pace to go like this the whole entire time. We can't have the pace go like this and then it starts to go slow because then now it's at our disadvantage. We want the game to be frantic the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Organized chaos.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just
the whole idea of pressing to try to make teams not pressing not to get steals, but to force teams into making mistakes or uncomfortable decisions,
disrupt
or
the
taking
flow.
quick
Right.
shots. Yeah, because I mean that in itself, I think when you have a team that understands that concept, and it goes back to that trust issue, it's like as long as you just get to where you're supposed to be, if they happen to break the press, that's fine. They break it. We don't have to gamble or push ourselves and put ourselves in uncomfortable or comfortable spots where they can take advantage of where we're not supposed we're in a spot we're not supposed to be in. But if you have guys that are going to commit to rotating, commit to working on getting deflections, and then rebounding when the other team does take a quick shot, then that's all you want.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Deflections and weak side rebounding when you're going to be a pressing team, like those are the two best things that can happen because the deflections lead to turnovers, right? Because that means that the guy don't catch it clean, and then now you can try to put the trap on it. He might bobble it. There goes a steal. The shots are always going to come off the backside or whatever. So it's always going to be like that opposite. So like if you can rebound the opposite side, like there's so many things that you can do with that. But again, you're not always going to get the stop. It's not about the stop. Teams that press like that, it's not about the stop every time. It's about forcing the tempo and the pace of the game. Like we want you to be exhausted. Like it was like when I was at Whitman, we would press. No lie, we would press because against the better teams, we knew that at the last 10 minutes of that game, that's when they were going to fall apart.
Them legs was gone.
Oh no, it was dead. Like they would stay with. I can't tell you how many games. I mean, teams would stay with us halftime. You'd be like, look at score, like, wow, it's only like a 6-point game or something. Then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes into like that second half, we're up like 12. Then you're up 16. Then you're up 20, and you're just like, you're looking again, like, damn, what happened? Now you have 30 with like 10 minutes to go because their legs are gone. They can't do it.
And the brains have shut down.
Oh no, man, they're done. They're done. Then they start, then the coach tries to start doing those bailout timeouts, and all that does is just create energy for the defense because we're like, oh, y'all can't even get it past the half court now. Oh, you know what I mean? Like it just gives you life. You know what I mean? Like when you play that frantic and play that fast. But again, on the U side, if you're not good at handling the press, then one, you got to start going to tournaments where they don't have that. Like at some point, the coach is kind of responsible for trying to find out where you should go. Like you got to be a good assessor.
What leagues or tournaments are best suited for you to grow.
Right.
Instead of trying to get notoriety.
But see, here's like the thing there too. Like you'll do something like that, or like you'll like make like a schedule for them or whatever, right? Like I'm on a board that's over here in like Walla Walla, so like we do that, right? So like we'll take a look at all the tournaments, and so like we'll like put together like non-competitive, competitive, intermediate, like advanced schedules, like based on what we think that you guys are going to be able to have. I can't tell you, like they'll look at that and and they won't look at the tournament, right? They won't look at the tournaments. They're going to look because that one says non-competitive, that one says intermediate. Like not all of you guys are like, I'm sorry, like you're just not.
Right.
You're not. Like you got to get over the ego part of that, and you got to be like, okay, how are we going to get these kids ready? Like forget about what's written on that thing. This is what we had to separate it. I mean, like like that's all it was. Like not everybody's going to play in an advanced level tournament, and that's okay. Not everybody's starting that way. It's not about where you start. It's about the journey that you're going to have with those kids. But like at least try to put them in a position to where, if nothing else, that they're going to be able to enjoy it the first year.
Be successful.
I can't tell you how many kids like do it once or twice and then they quit. You see these kids that play third and fourth and they get pressed because again, no skill development, No
No
kids
skill
working
level.
on their stuff. They didn't do it.
Nope.
So then now you're going against other teams that work on that stuff. And then now you're just slowly seeing yourself just fall down by the wayside. By the time these
Yeah.
kids get to junior high school, they're done playing basketball.
They don't want to play
I'm like,
anymore.
wait,
Yeah,
what?
'cause
Whoa,
they've been
whoa,
beat
whoa,
down so much. Right.
what happened?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're just done. So
Yep.
that's a whole nother thing. And then coaches stop running zone. Stop. I'm sorry. Hey, dog, no, for real. With my AU teams, even like last year with our team, with our 7th grade team, the one that Aylin played on, and I had a whole bunch of like some other good 7th graders. Like I didn't run zone offense. It like drove me crazy. Hey, no, Z, look at no, say hi. Yeah,
Our first appearance. Say hello.
Say hi. Hi. Okay.
Hey, girl.
Now you gotta go. Okay, hold on. Yeah. No, go on. We'll come back later. That like we wouldn't run zone offense. Like it just drive me crazy. Like teams would just run back. They'd be so much more athletic than we were, but they just standing in the zone. I'm like, really? Yeah. Like this is what you're gonna do? Like, and then again, like that the program that they're gonna go to, they don't run zone at all. So I'm just like, so what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Besides, again, wanting to win a game. That doesn't matter right now because, again, who cares? That coach is not coming to your house again in 4 years, and he's like, hey, listen, in that tournament in Hermiston, when y'all played that team and run the zone, how'd you do against it?
Right.
Okay, because that's going to be the difference between us, offering you the scholarship.
The scholarship. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
That is so frustrating, dog. That's it. So.
No. That's a good discussion. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot more.
I ain't going about that. Now you got my blood boiling. I'm all upset about it now.
I'm telling you,
I gotta go do some push-ups now. I'm just like, man, I got all this energy I got to get out now.
Well, we gonna finish off with a couple other things.
Okay.
I got some random thoughts, man.
All right.
I live in this neighborhood.
Okay.
I live in Chandler. And right outside of my neighborhood, there's a farm or it's something. They got horses over there, right? So
you live in a neighborhood where there's horses, but it ain't a farm.
Just on the other side. It's like a farm house. I don't know what it is.
Across the street.
I don't know the verbiage, bro. Shut up, bro. It's just a place they've got horses over there.
Right.
They take
across the street though.
Yeah. Outside of my little bubble neighborhood. So when I'm leaving my neighborhood to go out to the main road, it's right there. Okay. So this happened a couple of times, man, where I'm driving and about to pull out. Next thing I know, I pop up and I see somebody walking a horse down the sidewalk. A couple of horses.
On the sidewalk.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I've seen that before. Like, people walking their horses. That's all in dandy. But it dawned on me the other day. Jen and I were leaving somewhere, and she saw it too. There's 2 people on a horse walking. They were, and the funny thing was, they were at the stoplight, and so they were walking.
They at the stoplight with the horses.
Yeah, so they crossed.
Bro, where you living? I don't remember Chandler being like that when I used to live there. Whatever.
Just random spots, bro. But here's the thing: if the horse poops while they crossing the road, like. Who picks that up? What happens? Are they required to go back and pick it up?
That's definitely a random thought.
Because damn well, if you walk in your damn dog and your dog poops, somebody is.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, I was just. I mean, I don't have horses, so I don't know what that is. Yeah. I mean, so have you said anything?
No, I mean, I haven't seen them poop, but
You haven't seen them, but you saw it though. So it was there, and it was obviously that it was their horses because it don't. I mean, unless you just live, unless you're the only house that don't have horses and everybody has one.
Right. I know where they're coming from. I'm wondering in that situation. I had not seen the horse actually poop in the road. So, right. but when it happens though, what are we doing here?
If it happens and then they don't, you might want to just go grab a shovel and put it in a bag and just drop it off at their front door. And then like, hey, I left you something.
Poop and run.
Yeah, or maybe you should just put horse signs outside of your yard that says, hey, pick up your stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's an interesting conversation. I don't know.
It definitely is one. It's
it's some things to be thinking about. Hey,
you going that way with it. But yeah, no, that's
people out here. Y'all gonna see that, and y'all gonna be thinking the same thing. I'm just letting you know. Well,
I think you need to start out with signs. I think signs might help, because if they're reading the signs, they might be like, well, shoot, are they talking about us? Well, yeah, y'all are the only ones with horses in here. So you know what I mean? Just
yeah. I mean, to their defense, I haven't seen
them in the act, so you can't like say it was them.
In the act, and every time I see them, like it's always nice to see somebody riding a horse. It's cool, like whatever. It's not my thing. I don't think I can do it.
Right? No, not at all.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Like part of me would like to do it, but like them horses is big, and
hey, let me tell you what, you're not missing nothing by not riding a horse. Let me tell you, you ain't.
Have you done it?
I mean, one time, and I was at a camp, and my sophomore year in high school was this leadership camp, right? One of those ones where like you get on the bus and they take you out to this like big old huge like farm, cabin, stuff or whatever. All these other kids are coming from all different parts of Arizona, right? And you're there for like a weekend, and you're doing scavenger hunts and talking at the fire pits, and you're doing all this stuff there, right? Just all sorts of stuff that, let's be honest, that really wasn't my thing. That was not my thing at all. Like it was not something that I just did. I was like, where's the hoop at? And where's the game at? Like, that's really all I want to know. Like, that was it. Are the Bulls playing, and who's hooping right here? Like, that was all I wanted to know. Anyways, we do this whole, like, get on, like ride the horse thing, right? So this one just happened to be like, I don't think it, like, it was, man, I don't think it was just no regular horse, bro. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that thing was big as hell. Like, it was big. Like,
man.
I knew it was a bad idea when I got on it, but you're at this camp, there's all other people doing it. You try not to seem like a punk. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do it, right? So then, like, you get on, everything's fine at the beginning, right? You know what I mean? You're fine. Just hold on to it. You just, like you ride and you're doing this thing, you're doing it. Everything's fine. Now, again, not knowing the verbiage and the lingo or the, or like the taps or anything when it comes to horse, I did not know that when you just move your feet and you kick onto the side of the horse, that tells the horse to go
faster.
Oh, no, to go. Like, I mean, like, okay, like I'm going. So we're sitting there and I'm just sitting there and everything's going fine. And we're just going, I click my feet together. Like Dorothy going to the Wizard of Oz or whatever. Like, I'm trying to go back to Kansas. I'm trying to go back. And I click, and damn it, if that thing didn't take, I screamed louder than I think I've ever screamed ever in my life, and it took off forever. And they were like, just say whoa. I'm not going to tell you how I said whoa, because it might be kids listening, but I was like, whoa. And you're right. Yeah. I listened. After that, I got off the horse and I just walked it back. No, I'm good.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
I ain't doing that again. I'm done. Nope. I just walked the thing back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe one of these days, but maybe not. Maybe that's not part of my journey. Maybe that's just not part of my journey.
Hey, listen, everybody's journey different. We don't all got to be on the same journey.
Right.
We don't all got to be on the same journey.
I consider myself a well-rounded individual, and I think that would be a cool thing to do. But maybe not. Maybe that wouldn't be the best life choice.
Yeah, cool things for me to not do: ride horses, go deep sea diving. You know what I'm saying? Like anything like that. There's
bungee jumping.
There's just certain things I just feel like, you know what? You can tell me about it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's just I'm okay with not knowing how that is. So
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. All right, we had our random thoughts. So that was bro. Just last thing before we go, bro. Last week you was talking about Gangs of London. So
and
yesterday, kind of in a lull after football. Like, pop this Gangs of London on, see what this is about, bro.
Starts off with it's crazy how it starts. And you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, we just gonna burn people and drop them from buildings.
That's how we're gonna start. Like, okay. I mean, can it go any higher from there? Oh, it does.
Oh my. Yeah. Bro, I'm 3 episodes in. And man, it's legit. Like, so
wait till you get to episode 5. Hey, man, the acting. I think the acting is fantastic in it. Like, I mean, like, the acting is great in it, but just the story and like the plots and like where this thing is going is like, okay, like now you got me hooked. Like, it just wait till you get to episode 5. You get to episode 5. Go on and text me as soon as you get done with that one, because you're gonna be like,
boy, I'm telling you,
what just happened? Oh no, what? Yeah, it's
got some quality. It's got Dang, the mom from
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yep. Lady Stark is in it there too.
Lady
Yeah,
Stark.
yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, and then like some of the other ones, I haven't seen them in like a whole lot of stuff, but like again, the acting
is good, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you give me some good acting and just a storyline, and I will binge it and eat popcorn with white cheddar seasoning on it all day, and just like that's it. Like I'm telling you, that's the thing. When you get done with that one, if you haven't seen Top Boy, you need to watch Top Boy.
That'll be next. That'll be.
I'm telling you, listen. Oh wait, and then real quick there too. I don't know if you're a stand-up comedy guy like I am there too, right? Just it's a.
Because you mic up, so you take mic up.
See, here you go with
hey, you know what? I forgot to come see you last weekend because you was out here playing the Wild Horse Pass. Why didn't I show up? I should have been there. That's my bad for not supporting.
You're stupid. No, but
my coworker went to the show. They said it was real good though. So good.
Okay, yeah, nice. Well, I appreciate it. Tell them that they have my thanks, and I'll try to do better the next time we're out there. But but there's this one dude, dog. His name is David A. Arnold, and his comedy special is called Fat Ballerina. Bro, you gotta watch that, bro. I'm telling you, like, if y'all are out there, if you listen and watch it, I'm telling you, like, it's you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh your butt off. I'm telling you, it's just it's like a whole hour of him just talking. I mean, like, everything from life to kids to like to raising the kids. Homework sessions with the kids, like kids not. I mean, stuff that like that we going through right now, and just him to just kind of just put like a very, very funny spin on it there too. Like I'm telling you, like it is, it's you got to go and get a listen. It's only an hour, but I mean, like it's like you definitely gonna laugh.
D.A. Arnold.
David A. Arnold.
Okay.
And it's called Fat Ballerina. He has two of them, but watch the first one first because some of the ones, some of the stuff that he talks about in like the second one, if you didn't listen to the first one, you're not going to get some of the jokes. So that's it. So yeah.
Word. So there you go. You got that. You got comedy special. You got Gangs of London. Y'all got to check it out. And we appreciate y'all again. So again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please share with everybody.
Share that to whoever you want to share it to.
Right, share it. We building this thing, and we're gonna have some new cool things that we're gonna be adding here in the future. Hopefully, bringing on some cool guests.
We're working
on. Keep that a secret because we got some things.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But we appreciate y'all for being here, and with that. Episode 2, we'll let it be. Respect the game.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Love your family. We out.
Hit that beat again. Hit that beat.
Want to hear that beat again, huh? I gotta see. I gotta be better with the music. I gotta be better with the music.
Say hi. Say hi. That's Uncle Commander right there. Say hi.
What's up, baby?
Right.
Say bye to everybody. Catch y'all next week.
Hey, bye. We'll see y'all.
Peace.